Yo, yo, yo. What up, people? What's crackin' lacking? What's crackin' lacking? What's the deal? What is the deal, Remington Steel? How we doing? What we got? All right, let's do this. Khalil, what up, blood? Vlog, what up, blood? Shit, you're tired? You think you're tired? They robbed us broad daylight. What happened? What, the Pacers lost? I wasn't even watching. Pacers should have won that game. They folded. Okay, well, don't. You're in the finals, so stop fucking complaining. What up, vlog? What up? What up? What up? What's cracking? What's cracking? What's cracking? Let me see something. I'm trying to see if I can make this smaller. Oh, there I can make it smaller. Bigger. But then if people call in, yeah, I do it like this. Now, let me see something. I'm trying to figure this out. Hold on. Hold down. Hold down, suckers. That's too small, right? That's too small. We do this like this for now. All right. Shy was clutch. Yeah. All right. You're not calling in. I know you never do. Nobody expects you to. Johnny, what up, blood? Call in is live, as you guys can see. Boom, taking calls. Link in chat. Let's do that. Let me see something actually. Hold on. I'm trying to make this shit look a little more professional. Do I have? No, I don't. Never mind. All right. Salute, salute. What up, Marquise? Chilling. Thought you were watching. You came on as soon as it was over. Nah, I wasn't watching. I was, I saw a fucking field mouse in my house today. Fucking field mouse. I moved out of New York City, and now I got mice in here. Oh, word, he's live with Tio. That's his man's. That's his man's. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, right? Nothing you could do. Just deal with it. Yayin. Maybe, maybe not. Yayin still hasn't given two shits about these Floyd gloves. I'm sure I might just raffle them off soon. Fuck it. And if we win this game, the series is over. I would if I was at home. I'm at work. What you mean? You're working at 11:30? Oh, there's a Friday. Yo, you guys won't believe what happened today with my son. So it wasn't the biggest deal, but he is his first day back after that bullshit suspension. First day back and his last day of school after that bullshit suspension for saying the Swiss cheese thing, right? So him and the boy and some friends are wrestling around, and Leo picks up this, like, they each pick up this kid. Look, are you strong enough? Can you pick this kid up? And the kid's cool with it. He's not telling him stop. He's letting him. So Leo picks up this kid, and then he drops the kid, and the kid, for some reason, even though his feet are only this far off the ground, the kid, when he falls down, doesn't brace himself, falls back and smacks his head on the fucking floor pretty hard, to where, like, he had a bump and he started feeling a little dizzy. He was conscious and all that, and they fucking took him to the emergency room. So all we know is we get a call like, yo, Leo had an accident. He was roughhousing. They did say it was an accident, and the kid's in the emergency room. And I'm like, so the parent was, we haven't heard if the kid's okay, but we're pretty sure he is, because it wasn't that serious, even though they took him just to check to make sure. That shit, man. Nah, on his head. Not his balls, on the kid's head. Because the kid fell back. So Leo was just holding him. The kid was standing straight up. And when he dropped like this and back, and didn't, like, stop his head from hitting the floor, nothing. Just smacked his head pretty hard. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Ugh, why is she fucking... What the fuck? I hate when I get these goddamn messages. Oh, sorry, something for work. Shitbag work that's not even making any money. The nugget is your head? Nah, nuggets are balls. What the fuck you talking about? WBC ordering a title eliminator between Virgil and Ortiz and Boachuk. Motherfucker. Are they really? Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? The POS just stopped working. The register won't open. I can't charge card. The printer won't work just randomly. I already 3-star checked all the cables. Use the other POS. Oh, great. Hold on a second. Sorry, guys. Great. Anyway. Not bad, guys. You leave in 4 days? Where are you going? Not bad. Where are you going in 4 days? Virgil versus Boots official? Nah. We're just hoping for it. We're just hoping for it. We just hoping for it. You know what I'm saying? Bud in that juice. You think? You think Bud's sipping the Capri Suns? Word? Motherfucker. Hearn said it wasn't going to be next for Boots. Okay. I still am mad about the Crisco thing. You disappointed me. Okay. I mean, I never heard that before, but hoping Virgil versus Boots on Crawford versus fake Nello card. I'm hoping he moved to 54. Big snack attack. Oh boy. Oh boy. Everyone's on the juice. People are just better at than others hiding it. I wouldn't say everybody's on the juice. I wouldn't say everybody's on the juice. I would say probably more than we think. This dude Rolly about to get elevated to full WBA now. Is he really? Oh Lord. For what? Nah, I didn't see the video. What'd he put it on? Nah, Turkey said he blew the budget. That Canelo card going to be all prospects. He said that? He blew the budget. Boots versus Backroom, Virgil versus Boyachuk, winners meet. I don't like that shit. But I guess Virgil versus Boyachuk should happen. Tank not on that shit? I don't think everybody is. Last Pacers comment. I'm so mad, dog. We was winning the whole fucking game just to lose. That's... Oh, really? Really? Doesn't that sound familiar to you? Knicks Pacers game 1? Does that sound familiar to you? You know what? You got your shit back. You got it back. You got yours back. That's exactly what happened in Knicks versus Pacers 1. Exactly. And not only it was bullshit, lucky threes, these dudes were just hoisting. So there you go. What goes around comes around. Karma works. Yeah, this fucking guy's from South French Lick or whatever the fuck he's from. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather Pacers win because that makes Knicks loss a little better. Yeah, true. That's what happened in the first finals game. All right. Well, Zorro, what's up, brother? How you doing? How's it going, my peoples? My pioples. You rooting for Kambosos tomorrow, huh? Me? Nah, I think I'm going to go for the New York dude. That's one of those fights where I don't give a fuck who wins, really. I like upsets, but I wouldn't mind seeing my New York dude win. I read Virgil versus Sir He matches ordered. Okay. Indiana's a beautiful place. Stop hating. Okay. There's everywhere is beautiful. You guys think it's possible that I can move to Connecticut and my life could just get worse? Like it's a bad luck charm? Do you guys believe in that? Because I feel like that's happening. I'm going Kambosos dropping Hitchens, but Hitchens wins by decision. Yeah, I mean Hitchens isn't knocking anybody out. That we know. Yeah, that's the operative word there, Vega. To visit. Not to fucking get down with. Visitations, we're talking. We're talking visitations. You feel me? We're taking calls. Anybody wants to chime in? Do it. Is Johnny live? I should tell John. I should see if Johnny wants to jump on. Let's see. Is Johnny live? I don't know. We'll find out. Hold on. Mm-hmm. All right. I just invited him, but you know, he's a punk monochrome motherfucker. People say Shakur or Dev don't got power. Hitchens has zero pop to me. I agree. He doesn't have power. Oh, so he's not coming out? I don't know. He might be home. It's late. It's late. He might be home. You never know. You could leave. Yeah, we made it before and I gave it to you. You could leave that door open because the AC can come down here. Thank you. What's up, blood? Hitchens got 7 KOs. That French dude had 4 with way more fights. Hitchens is like 7 KOs out of like 20 wins. That French dude was like 25 wins with 4 KO. Like it was way worse of a percentage. True power. What up, sucker? Marco Boxing. Respect. What's up, blood? What's crack-a-lackin'? My mellow. We got call-ins, people. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. That's how we're doing it. That's how we're doing it. Cold chilling. I'm curious. Oh. Whoa. Oh, that's no good. That's no good. That's too small. That ain't bad. That's big, big. All right. Does it bother you that you were so close to Canelo versus Crawford and yet you got no input? What you mean by input? Like asking them about the fight and shit? Not. Is that what you mean? Damn, everybody is here, has a wrench. Yeah, that's how we do it. Is that bad? Damn, that's a brutal question. Well, I'm curious what he means. I don't think he meant it like a dick. Can we time each other out? I don't know. I don't see why you would want to do that. You monochrome motherfucker. You punk monochrome motherfucker. But chat, is it gay for a man to drink a Moscato? Yeah, MPO didn't specify what he's talking about. He didn't specify what he's talking about. Oh, that feels better with this door open. I made another Ryman video, guys. I'm going to drop it tomorrow about Floyd's career, where I'm dropping bars. Hopefully you guys like it. Yeah, like no invite or at least a sit down. Well, no, because I didn't expect it. I was there with Shaq as his guest. I wasn't invited by the Ring Magazine or Sella or Turkey. I was there with Shaq. So it was just like, I was just Shaq's boy to everybody who saw me there. Now, a bunch of people recognized who I was from my boxing content. But again, so I didn't expect it. So no, it did kind of suck. But to me, it was, look, this is like an introduction. Now, if this was my 3rd or 4th or 5th time and I'm still there in that capacity, it'll hurt a lot more. But the first time, nah. I was just excited to be there, for people to see me, to have guys like Bud recognize me. Like, that shit was fly like a dove. Like, how dope would it be for any of you guys in here who do content to have the number one pound fighter in the world know who you are? Like, how dope is that? That's dope. A guy looking like you being Shaq's boy is so funny. Okay, I don't know exactly what you mean, but it's giving very strong overtones of,
Oh, that's racist.
well, you can't be friends with white guys. Bud was just Shaq. Bud was kind of not very nice. Like, so Shaq introduced us, and Bud just kind of reached out, gave me a pound, and looked at me and was like, "Oh, I know you." He said that, and I was like, "I bet, good to meet you." Then we talked a little, but it wasn't me and him directly. It was more like it was a group of people. We were kind of talking a little. But when Bud said goodbye, he kind of played me. I'm not sure. He went up, me and Shaq were talking, and Bud came over. He was leaving. He gave Shaq a pound, and he kind of made eye contact with me for a second and walked off and didn't give me a pound goodbye. So I didn't know how to take that. Like, is he just being a dick, or he just, he barely knows me. So, you a Gen Z woman? It's giving. Who are you talking to? I don't get what the hell's happening. That is dope. The pound for pound champion of the world. Yeah, man, that is dope, right? Thank you, CJ, because it was. F Bud. Damn, Eric. So do you guys think it was rude, or do you think he just didn't know who I was? I heard he's a real, like, he's not a warm, cuddly kind of person. Like, unless he knows you, and even people he knows. So to me, I didn't get surprised because but even when he said he knows me, it was like a look in his eyes. Like, I don't know if he was saying he didn't like some of the shit I said about him, or I couldn't tell, because he was not. I'll put you this way: he was not a warm person at all, but wasn't rude, just not warm. Yeah, he didn't do any of that. None of that. Just kind of looked at me and walked away after pounding Shaq right in my face. That sounded. I don't dap up dudes I don't know, but he already dapped me up to begin with. So why not say goodbye? I get if we didn't do it to begin with, but we did. So I don't really understand. So what? I don't talk shit about him. And whatever I say, like, I'm always like, no matter what I've said, I don't think I've said much to make anybody be like, this fuck, like a hater. Like, I'm not a hater. Like, sometimes, you know. Marco, I realize, dude, just be tap dancing for your approval. It's okay, there you go again. Eon, yo, you guys believe I saw a fucking field mouse in my house? I leave New York City after being traumatized with mice for years and rats. Now there's one in here. I'm telling you, man, bad luck. Who are you talking about? Bud Crawford. Lamar, what up? The introduction was hello and goodbye. What you mean? Oh, so that's what you think it was? So you think it's okay? All right. I mean, whatever. He knew who I was. I don't care if he said I was a piece of shit. Well, I wouldn't have liked that, but the fact that he knew who I was happy. Ned said Bud doesn't like him or TBV because of some video he did. Okay, maybe. But I'm not really known for TBV, guys. My TBV views are in the thousands. My content views are in the millions. I doubt he knows me from that. I've never actually met anybody who knew me just from TBV. Nobody. Never met them. There's been a couple of you come in here, but I've never met them. Hi, bro. Welcome to the club. Word. That's the bell player. You talking about? Yeah, Crawford. I know. Oh. ¿Cómo estás, Señor Vega?
Yo, can you hear me?
Oh, there it is. There it is. Vega Buffer. What's up?
Oh man, I seen that you wanted someone to jump on, so shit. I'm just hanging out, watching this boxing in Ghana, bro. This is wild. It was supposed to be on the zone.
That's dope, by the way.
And
You did Sega, but you did Vega. I like that.
yeah. So it was supposed to be on the zone, and there was some type of crazy delay. And I think in UK it was supposed to be like on Talk Sport or something like that. You going to bed? You went downstairs. Good night. All right, love you. And then what you call it? They had some kind of crazy delay and they canceled showing it on the Zone and on Talk Sport and it's on YouTube. And it was a packed house in the beginning. I mean, I don't know how many people they sit there, 15,000 maybe.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, it has to be about 6, 7 hours later. So it's probably like 6 in the morning there. And they
Jesus.
still have like two fights to go.
Mm,
The
damn.
stream's been nuts. It's been ending. They've been creating new streams. It's been a
Crazy.
real shit show.
Crazy. Okay. Okay. Cool. Are you excited about the fights tomorrow? Or you don't give a shit?
Not, not at all. No, man. Those fights. Listen, the most competitive fight is the main event, and no one's really giving Kambosos much of a shot besides like a puncher's chance.
Right. Is he even a puncher though?
No, that's the crazy part. Like I'm hearing people saying like, "Oh, I see him get Hitchens get knocked down. Kambosos, win by knockout." It's like,
Mm.
how is he gonna outpoint him? How is he gonna knock him out? I
Did you
give
see the
Kambosos
whole
this.
you saw the whole scuffle, right? I mean,
Yeah, who cares? Yeah,
yeah, I
I
was
mean
at
that's
that
cool for
shit.
TV.
I was at that yesterday. I was there yesterday when that happened. And I thought it was interesting how Bill Haney comes in, and this dude goes from not really caring to suddenly feeling so punked by what Bill Haney said that he has to fucking throw a chair at the. I thought that was kind of weird. No?
Lenny by Lenny,
Yeah, like
right?
like so the guy does it, and then he gets a little annoyed, but lets it go, sits down, he's fine. But then Bill Haney brings it up. It was like 10 minutes later too. Then now suddenly Lenny's so furious at what happened 10 minutes prior. Was that insecurity? He felt punked. Like, what are we on the schoolyard? Somebody's like, "Oh, you gonna let him talk that way about you?" Like, how old are we?
It's probably a buildup though. Bill was making his rounds all the way on New York, uh, especially this whole week. Like he went to Gleason's and
Mm-hmm.
was saying he was looking for Tio, walking around Brooklyn.
He's been
And
living, I think, because he's been on TBV. I'm sure you know this, and he's been every time he's been coming on the camera, he's been somewhere in my city. So I don't know why. Maybe he's living here now, training.
yeah, he lives there. Yeah, no, Bill lives there, and then Devin lives down here in Miami now. That's why you saw the photos with him and Benavidez.
So wait, why isn't Bill his trainer?
Yeah, but I mean, I guess they just living separate, man. I mean,
Okay,
I guess when it's fight time, then they'll meet up wherever. I don't know where.
interesting.
I don't think mm, South Florida's not developed enough for championship level fighters.
Mm-hmm.
It's just we don't have the guys.
Mm,
A lot of mid-level guys down here, like
right.
the heavyweight factory is down here, but that no one goes there much anymore.
Mm, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember. Is that the one where Shannon Briggs and King
Hmm.
Kong worked
Yep,
that out?
yep, yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
they still put on shows too. They just they're doing a show at what's it called? The Hard Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Small little shows with maybe one person you may recognize the name, other than that, it's a real small budget. I don't even know how they can afford it. Like the Hard
Mm.
Rock has to be super expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. What are you doing Border Wars again? No.
Yeah. I'm supposed to be fighting a guy named Anthony Forbes. They always want me to fight bigger guys. I don't know why.
You're what are you 175?
No, I mean, all right. So for the first fight, I weigh. Listen, whenever we had started Border Wars, I was weighing like in the 150, like 155,
Mm-hmm.
157, kind of waving around there. But then, every time I signed up, it would get canceled, and I kind of blew up in weight sometimes, man. So for
Mm.
when we finally got one in, I was like, bro, I gained so much weight. I was like 195.
Jesus.
Yeah. And I just stopped all physical activity. And
Mm.
so I told the guy, well, let's meet at 168. So that's what we did. I weighed like 168.2 for that
Mm.
one fight. But yeah, bro, I'm a smaller dude. Like I'm
What are you
supposed to
like
be like 154,
5'9",
5'8".
5'8"? And did you ever fight before this, or this was your first crack at it?
No, no, that was my first time. Yeah, shit, the first time I walked into a boxing gym to actually train was after I went to the first Border Wars. I just been a fan. And
Wow.
I played baseball and basketball growing up.
Okay. Okay, that's dope. Good for you. And so that was in your 30s, right?
Yeah, yeah. I was like 32 when I walked in, I
Good
think.
for you. Good
And I
for you.
told him, I said, "Yo, just part of a YouTube channel. We got fights. I want to do it." My
Mm.
trainer said, "Okay, that's stupid, but sure." He hates it.
Dope.
He thinks it's so dumb.
What?
My trainer, like the
Why does he
whole
think it's dumb?
like to travel. He's like, "Bro, I can get you on the show right,
Oh,
next week, two
yeah, it's
weeks."
because yeah, but it's and they don't pay you anything, right?
No, no, it's yeah, Border Wars is a complete waste of money.
Yeah, yeah, but people do it, I guess, for what the experience, the community.
Yeah, I'm part of the community. I like, it's a reason to travel, be around the people that, you speak to online and over the
Yeah,
phone. Like a lot of the callers, we have our own separate Discord and we speak to each other all the time.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
James Benitez, I talk to like on the phone, Keem
Well,
sometimes.
that's cool.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. Like we're real
Yayan,
friends.
real quick, Yayan Briggs, Mannix is tall. I was in the fucking John with him. We just both went to the bathroom at the same time, and Mannix looks about six. He's about 6'4", maybe.
Yeah,
He's
that's what
tall.
I hear. He's like
He-
6'3", 6'4".
He's tall. It was whatever. The weigh-in was not the weigh-in. I would have gone, but like my son's birthday is this weekend, so I can't make it out. But otherwise, I'd be there tomorrow.
What are you guys gonna do?
He just has friends coming over. We have people coming over, and just I was trying to finagle with the wife, like, have just during the day, can I slip out? But she was, I don't know. You're
She wants
married,
you
right?
there.
You're married, right?
No, 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 I'm
Oh,
not married.
you have
I've
a
been
long.
married.
Okay, so you know how women are. So she kind of gave me that, like, well, it's his birthday, and I'm like, okay, fine.
Yeah,
You
my
know,
girl would say the same thing.
yeah,
Said absolutely not. Not even an option.
yeah, right, exactly. So it's one of those. So I can't go, but I would have gone. I mean, some of the undercard fights look interesting. You know
Like
what I mean?
what? Like what? Not like there's fighters that are interesting, but there's not like one interesting fight.
Well, the Samoan dude, what?
Ceremony, yeah.
Huh? Oh, I didn't. Oh, sorry. The what's his name? The
Yeah,
Australian dude.
Terramona.
Yeah, him. Is he any good? I've never seen him actually fight.
Yeah, so I've only seen him. Well, I seen his pro fight. He fucking annihilated a guy. But I seen him in the amateurs. He was fighting this Ukrainian dude that was like really experienced, and he
Mm.
got him up out of there. Like he knocked him out. Like you don't see knockouts like that in the amateurs,
Yeah,
unless it's like
I heard he's
mismatch.
powerful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
So then he fought Javalov. Who's the guy that knocked out Torres and beat him. And
Mhm.
I thought he beat Javalov, to be honest. When
Mm.
I saw the fight, I think they fought semifinals. Maybe
Mm.
I'm wrong. Maybe the finals. So
The
yeah, he
dude
can
he's
box, he can bang.
the dude he's fighting is 9-0, but he's. I mean, I didn't see him with his shirt off until today, and he is just
Fat.
slobbingly. Yeah, yeah, which is not good because he's only 6'1", so like he's
Mm.
probably maybe even a light heavyweight, I would say. So it's not going to be good for him.
Yeah, I haven't looked into him, but I heard he has a couple upsets on his record.
He was a angry dude. He was like sitting there growling and you could tell he was legitimately like, and he was fucking pacing back and forth like just like a pent up like pit bull kind of. But he looks like he's going to give it a good go, if anything.
Man, I mean, that's all we really want to see. We don't want to see these guys beat, but we just want to see a little bit of a resistance.
Right.
I want to see, hey, this guy, he's not allowing Terramona just to get a 1-2 off, to really land his jab, to land a hard two. So, he's gotta,
Right.
follow up with the threes. I mean, at least that at this point of his career, something.
Yeah.
Not just, you hit them and they go down and that's it. They wave it off. Like
Right.
that shit's just a waste of
It
time.
is. It is. Yayin, I do not hate fat people. I think in boxing, though, most of the time being overweight does show a lack of commitment or maybe focus. Like,
Yeah, nah, you shouldn't be fat in boxing
right now,
unless you're a heavyweight.
and even heavyweights, there's no reason to be fat. Like, all it does is slows you down. Like, there's been some heavyweights who are fat and don't get tired, and like, there's exceptions. But overall, to me, like Bacoli coming in so fucking big, like what and Zhang, those two guys lately are good, like 40, 50 pounds over what. Like, why? For what? What's that do besides make your heart work? Fucking your heart pump harder. That's all it does. I don't get it. But, that was my one problem with Bacoli. And I'm saying that before he lost to Parker. And when he came in against Parker, like, yeah, I get that it was last minute, but he always comes in fat. Yeah, 2-day
Right.
notice, Franklin, but when does he not come in fat, Bacoli? Give me one fight.
I
Right?
say the one time he wasn't super fat was Michael Hunter, and he still got. Well, he got hurt, but he still looked like he was gassing.
Did he? Yeah, there you go. Like it's not, Foreman was fat for the second part of his career, every fight, but back then 45 or 40 was literally like 50 now. Like they looked at that as so old back then.
I was
Um,
watching one of his fights. It
mhm.
was randomly on, and it's funny because first of all, when he fought in like the '70s or whatnot, the late '70s, they called him Big George. He was what is he like 6'3", 6'4", and like he was like
Yeah.
220.
Yeah, I've been
And
telling people that's Big George. Do you know in 1908, Jack Johnson is?
yeah, of course.
So Jack Johnson his name was the Galveston, because he's from Galveston, Texas, the
Hmm.
Galveston Giant. He
Hmm.
was 6 feet and 200 pounds, and he was a giant back then. He was bigger than all the heavyweights. Like it's funny how everything has progressed.
No, 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 seriously. And then, like you said, he comes back and he's fat, but he's 250.
Yeah,
Like
then
a
you
man.
got guys like Hopkins coming back older and in great shape. Like, but people thought you had to be fat because you were old back then.
But yeah, look at like Moses Atama, who's like 6'4", 240. And I mean, he's not the most well-defined, but he ain't look
No,
like the way George did,
no,
or
but
I
I think
think Joseph
Moses
Parker's 6'4", 240, and he's in really good shape.
Parker's been fat though in his career. He's literally come in the ring like fat, and Atuama to me is a little too. That's another problem I have with him. Possibly he's not fat, but he's one snack away.
It
Like
might be just
one.
be genetics though, bro.
Nah, everybody could lose weight. Like you got guys like
No,
Benavidez.
can't.
You got guys like Benavidez who
Yeah.
like don't have any muscles. So when he loses weight, he doesn't look. But he could still lose it. He just doesn't have any fucking muscles on him. You know what I mean? Like Benavidez always
Yo, what's
almost
up,
looks.
Vega?
Yo,
What's going on, man? Let me tap on this topic real quick. Y'all talking about fighters conditioning. Yeah, I agree. There's a little bit more. You could be a little more loose at heavyweight, but it always plays a factor. You feel me? The more well-conditioned fighter is 9 times out of 10 gonna outperform the more poorly conditioned fighter. But
But
yeah, when
you get guys like,
George,
you remember Bruce Seldon? Then you get some guys like Jimmy Thunder who are so defined and muscular, they gas out. So there is a two ends of total.
no, no, no. It's not
extremes.
about being. No, I feel exactly what you're saying, Marco. It's not about being a bodybuilder. It's about that cardio. You
Mm.
feel me? In
Hmm.
my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, that's not why I'm training for a marathon, but I mean, it couldn't hurt. You feel me? Because I can outgo, and if I can run 21 miles, I'm going to outlast you in the ring, champ. If
Word.
you
I
got
mean,
power, yeah, it don't matter. It don't matter
Anthony
because
Joshua
as long as I
too.
eh,
don't get
you think so, but
hold
it's
on.
different
As long as
muscles.
I don't get tagged flush, if it goes to a decision, I'm going to outpoint you, champ.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you right now, CJ, because Vega's been in the ring. He knows it's a different. I can run all day long. I don't get tired. Boxing's a
Listen, when
different
I
thing.
first started sparring, I was running 5 miles every day. I couldn't make it. I couldn't make it through
One
three
round.
rounds without
Yeah.
gassing out.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you,
I
I have
understand that.
And
trained with
now
every
I
kind
run
of
maybe
athlete.
2 miles every couple of days, and I can go 3 rounds.
I've
I can go
trained
four
with
rounds,
every
five
kind of
rounds.
athlete you could think of, professional athletes. Like and I've taught them how to throw punches, and every single one of them, the first time that they hit the bag, these are guys who professional basketball players, they get gassed before the round's even over. The first round, like it's a totally different. Plus, you have to understand when you're in the ring, and Vega, you know this. How much more tired does it get you? The adrenaline and all the energy you're wasting because now you have people watching, and that's another even level. No, go fuck
No,
myself.
no, for sure. No, no,
Okay.
no,
Well,
no.
let me tap in on this. He didn't have too much to say, but let me tap in because I have wrestled before, and that's not like the fanfare,
That's
but that
pretty
is the
tiring,
weight
right?
drink, cutting
That's pretty tiring,
cutting
right?
weight. Yeah, because and the point I want to make is this: that you're using your whole body. People are not used to that. You got to use every aspect, every muscle in your body, every tendon, every ligament. So people are not used to getting gassed in that way. It's one thing, and I agree with you because running isn't strictly analogous to fucking combat sport. But shit, I did taekwondo, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, so I done it all except for, and I didn't been in the ring, and I'll admit that. When we talk shit, I never been in the ring. I'll admit it. But no, it is way more tiring to be in a combat sport because you're just going at it and you don't know what the other person is going to do. I can control the pace of my run. I can't control what another motherfucker is going to do in the ring.
And you're not worried. See, I think the adrenaline boost and just the energy of the nervous the nervous energy that we all have, knowing, like with you, we're wrestling. Okay, getting pinned sucks, losing sucks, but I feel like the worry of getting knocked out cold in front of your friends and family is I feel like way more draining than maybe the worry of getting pinned. Would you agree?
Okay. Let me tell you like this, and then I'm gonna let Vegas step in. Not in the same way because you're not worried about winning or losing necessarily, obviously, but that pro wrestling and feeding off the crowd, I do get that because when you're doing your thing and they get hype, then the adrenaline rush can pump you up, but obviously it's predetermined, so it's not exactly the same thing. But I would say outside of actually boxing, I've done everything around that, you know what I mean, from a competitive standpoint and the adrenaline crowd standpoint to kind of mirror that. So that's the closest I could come, but y'all know better than me. So I'll defer to y'all.
Yeah, no, I would say wrestling is probably the closest thing because it's moments of explosion.
Have you done it?
It's wrestling. No, I never competed. I just like I done like jujitsu. One of my good friends used to be he's a retired UFC fighter. So I used to go to a local gym with him, and we used to just mess around and stuff like that. And we used to work out a lot and party, so that was fun. But running, bro. Like you gotta think, especially if you're doing long distance, it's different because you're picking up your speed. It's controlled more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to be going faster as you go further, especially when you run a marathon.
That's why
in boxing, it's unpredictable.
I tell people all the time, you got to go hard you got to go when people work out. I think especially when they're training for fight or they're beginning, go as hard as you can on that bag or on whatever you're throwing punches at. No tapping shit. I say this. So this shit does nothing. It does nothing. Okay, I shouldn't say nothing. It does very little. But if you throw as hard as you can, you'll be able to do less. But over time, it's like any muscle you build in your body, you'll be able to do it, more and more and more. And you get to the point where you could go your entire 4 rounds or 6 rounds throwing mad power. It's just all about conditioning and endurance.
Yeah, especially in the lower levels, like conditioning is like the biggest is your biggest weapon. Just being able to outlast somebody.
Yeah, like I learned so many lessons in terms of mental, how mentally you get drained. Like just being in the mentality where you're moving and running from somebody, that'll make you way more tired by itself. Just being in that mentality. Being in the mentality where you say to yourself, I'm fucking standing in front of this person. That makes you so much less tired. Like that's why guys like James Toney and because you're also placing serious mental pressure on your opponent because this guy's like, this motherfucker's in front of me the whole time. Like I can't get a second to breathe. You know what I mean?
It's annoying. It's really annoying when you're punching somebody and they just keep coming.
Right?
It's like, what the hell? It's like,
right?
bro, I hit you clean 3 times and you're still coming forward. It's draining.
It is, and it's a little like you're like, okay, I'm better skilled, but this guy might just be able to get me because I'm gonna get tired soon.
Yeah. Once I drop, he's gonna keep coming.
Right. And he's getting they get a psychological boost when you're retreating. So it took me years to learn this, weirdly enough, where I'm just like, oh, if I just stand in front of them all the time, and even when I move, I would be in front of them, but I would move my hips, my waist, but try and come forward. Like that's a big mental edge. There's ways that you can move in the pocket, a mix of James, Toney. I did more of a James Toney. Like I didn't really do Floyd. I didn't like the roll. I didn't like catching punches with my shoulder personally, but some people do that well.
Hey man, I'm gonna say this. Only Floyd did it exceptionally well. and my criteria is he didn't take a ton of damage. Tony, could do the shoulder roll and stay in the pocket, and that made him allowed him to be in the position to deliver out significant damage to counter quickly. But he took too much damage himself. My opinion, he's a little slower.
His though is also, they say that 90% of the damage, maybe even more, that a fighter accrues over there is from sparring.
You're right.
That's all
right.
he did.
I heard
that's all he did. For
legendary
camp
tales about his sparring.
He
Like that's all he did, right?
And jump rope.
I feel you. Okay, maybe. Okay, you got a point.
He told me he did not. Like I remember talking to him, recently, in person, and he was telling me he did nothing but spar. He said he would do.
That's nuts.
And he was saying, it's not. I'm not even done. 5-minute rounds, 30-second breaks, and he would do like 20 of them. And he's not like, and he's saying
I've never heard of that.
And he's like, and he's on some like machismo shit. And while it's super impressive, there's a part of me that's like, but don't you realize that's
like, that's why though, too.
Probably why you're, but so it was an awkward thing where I was like, part of me wanted, because I'm cool with him, I wanted to be like, but it's like the damage is already done. Me telling him to stop won't do anything now.
Right. No, I feel you, and I didn't realize it was to that extent. But they tell you, in general in sports, the best way to get good at the game is to practice what you're actually going to do. So sparring is the closest thing. So I kind of feel his mindset, but obviously it cost him.
Yeah.
That's just it. Boots. He does 4-minute rounds, 30-second breaks, and he'll do 15 rounds like that.
Who's this?
Boots.
Yeah, and look, it's okay to do it like. Maybe have 1 week where you do that coming up to a fight to build endurance, but like Tony just did it every day.
Yo. How do y'all feel about Boots by all intents and purposes being ready for 154? He can't make the weight anymore is what I'm hearing.
He's been done. Should have moved up, I think.
I mean, look at the way he was looking fight weeks. I was amazed. That's what made the Stanionis fight so amazing was he looked like shit that whole week, like he was dying. Goes in there and puts that man in a body bag.
Put him in a body bag. He said a Karate Kid. Yeah, salute. You old school like me. Okay. Now, but man, I think naturally he's a middleweight.
I would say middle to light heavy tops.
Oh, that would be.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm yeah, Boots, middleweight probably, but maybe not. Maybe 54 or maybe 60.
I'll say this: middleweight is more sexy, no tootie, but there's more big names at middleweight, and 60 is kind of dead. So, from a marketability standpoint, I would try to do one. I would either be 154 or 168. I'll say that.
CJ, can you see this?
Tutti Frutti, hell no.
Shane
I didn't know that was a real thing. I know they had the tropical. I thought you were referring to the tropical. That's crazy.
Shane bought me this when I saw him. You got to use this on the show. So this is just for the show.
That's insane. Shout out to Shane. Tutti Frutti.
we got to hit it. Yeah, it's fucking Shane.
But no, man, Boots being added to 154. I mean, that makes that. I mean, it solidifies it as the best division in boxing. We just need him to mix it up. Like we've seen, Madrimov mix it up with Virgil and Bud. Bohachuk, Virgil. Now we're adding. We had Bakram and Zoo, Fondora and Zoo. Like, yeah, that's great. We got to keep at it, man. And this might be known in 20 years. This might be known as an age of junior middleweights. To be honest,
absolutely,
it's exciting to see. But Boots, first fight, I hope he makes a splash. I don't want it to be some guy that moved up to 147 as well. Like I would love for it to be Bakram. And if he's able to put the hands on Bakram, I mean, that's going to send waves through boxing.
No, I mean, I agree with you, but that's not, sorry to cut you off, Marco, but that's not going to be the first fight. I'm thinking of Ortiz. I'm thinking Virgil.
It's not Virgil. Oof, no, they already said no.
I mean, it's spicy. It's spicy, but stylistically, I love that matchup. And that could get him a name. You feel me? On his resume. That's where I'm at with it.
But Virgil already has an out. He got ordered to fight Bohachuk. He
No, but
has a
it's still a
WC
name. It's still
interim.
significant. It's still significant.
Well, I'm just saying, like it's not gonna happen like next. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
Bakram is
you're probably
sitting
right.
there with no fight. You know, Boots is the IBF champion
Not
moving
too
up.
dangerous, champ. That's just like facing Blair.
I,
It's
I
low
don't think
risk.
he's that dangerous.
I mean,
I think
high
it's
risk, low
overstated.
reward.
Who's not dangerous?
Bakram, I don't think he's as dangerous as people think.
I mean, his last fight against Zoo, he looked like the Terminator.
A
But
monster.
but before that, I've looked at his other fights, and he looked good, but not like that. So I'm wondering
Exactly.
what was going on.
You know, they say that it was what you call it? Ramadan,
PD.
but there's other there's other
Wouldn't
fights that
Ramadan
he
make
went
him
decision.
more tired? Wouldn't that make him not look as good if it's Ramadan?
Right. No, like at the Jack Kokai fight, like that's what they said. Like,
Oh,
it took him a while to get going because of he was practicing Ramadan. While with Zoo, he didn't. It was no
Oh my
Ramadan.
God.
But like I said, he's fought other guys. Went 8 rounds with them that been stopped by like Xander Zayas. Zayas is not even a puncher. You know what I mean? So
mm.
like, yeah, I just think Tim went in there with this. I'm gonna get this guy out of there, move on my life, and that was obviously a bad choice.
Okay.
Y'all, because I don't know everything, and I'm actually one of the people that will admit he doesn't know everything in the world. But break it down for me. When did the Bakram Zoo matchup take place in relation to Bakram Fundora? Because I know they got that rematch coming up. I mean, not Bakram Fundora, but Zoo Fundora.
Great
What
question.
basically what I'm saying is, did Zoo?
Before Zoo's first loss was Fundora. Then he lost to Bakram after.
Yeah,
That's what I thought. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. So we'll see. Zoo looked good his last fight. It's an impressive 54-pound. Oh, look who it is. Bakram is overrated. Lubin will beat him. Book it. Maybe actually.
it sounds nice, but I don't know. I don't think Lubin has the
Fortitude.
he's lost a little bit physically. I think if he was a little more snappier, a little more fresher, I would say so. But I mean, I was there at the Holmes fight, and yeah, like he had to walk him down and beat him. Beat the dude down to get the stoppage, and that was difficult. Tall,
Yeah.
long reach, fresh himself, but yeah, he just doesn't have he's just not as snappy anymore. From
Word.
I think from the wars that he's been in. Great career. Great. Anyone that beats Lubin, it's going to be a good name. But I don't think. Yeah, I just don't think he's fresh enough for Bakram.
Yeah, I heard dudes earlier today talking about Hitchens and Lubin, but I don't think he got enough juice. I don't think that's the fight he would be looking for after this one.
He said Hitchens and Lubin.
That's what I've been hearing.
No,
I'm not
that's got to
saying
be some
I didn't put it
confusion
in there.
because they're
Lubin's
two
way
divisions
heavier.
apart. Yeah. There's got to be some confusion there.
Erickson Lubin. He's 54. Hitchens is
Yeah.
35, right?
40.
40.
Yeah. So there's just some confusion there. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do with Hitchens after this win. I mean, I was really hoping for the
To
Matias,
unify, it's
but
got to be the winner of. Sorry to cut you off, but the winner of who is it? Puello and Matias. Is that the matchup? It's got to be that. It's got
I
to be that.
mean, how does it have to be that? I just don't know if Turkey's gonna. What's the point of adding Hitchens there?
No,
I
just
don't
for
know.
the sake of unification, he's trying to build a star, right? And he's talking that shit now. I think he's trying to build his star, himself.
But if I
right
win
now,
that, why do I want to fight Hitchens? Like, oh shit, damn! I'm sorry, I'm watching the Gunday fight. When there's Gary Russell, Gary
he's
Antoine
trying to
Russell
give
that
you
works for
incentive.
PBC.
He's trying to provide incentive for you to want to fight him because he wants to be that next name, the next dude that's talking shit and got belts. In my opinion, I'm not saying.
I'm saying it's in Hitchens' favor, but what about the opponent's favor? Like,
well,
if
he's
I'm
trying to
Puello,
make himself a
I can go
name.
back to PBC and unify with Gary Antoine Russell, and that's going to be on the PBC side. If I'm Matias, then yeah, maybe I could see that.
Okay.
Hitchens bores. He's a little boring. You guys, what do you think?
Yeah. It's not an exciting style. Not at all.
He's a
He
little
said
more.
he told Bill that he was the better version of Devin. I'll leave it at that.
I mean, he's, whatever. I like this from New York. I do. He seems actually relatively um charismatic when he's outside the ring for the most part. I like how, I like all the shit he does. It says for the most part, but man, though, and it's too bad because now if you don't have knockout power, what's the last superstar without knockout
Yeah,
power? You could say
that's a
Floyd.
fucking great question. That's a great question.
You could say Floyd, but don't forget Floyd had
Right.
knockout power until his hands got hurt.
Right, until it was money. Pretty Boy had knockout power. That's a great question. Let me contemplate. Let me meditate on that.
Purnell probably was one of them.
Right.
Was he a superstar though? He was a star, but is a superstar?
No, he was
Exactly.
not a superstar.
Exactly.
He was just
Which
pound
is
for
too
pound
bad.
#1.
He was number one pound
I
for
was
pound.
from that era, champ.
He was
I was
number
from that
one or
era,
number
so you
two
know.
pound for pound, but he wasn't a superstar because back then it was only like Tyson and De La Hoya. Those were the only superstars
I feel
in the
it, man. I feel
90s.
it.
Really? That's it. Who else in the 90s?
Well, shit. Roy. Come on, you
He
must have
wasn't a
forgot.
superstar. He wasn't a
You
superstar.
must have forgot.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna play that.
he had a pay-per-view that was so terrible that you don't even want to hear the numbers.
But he wasn't a superstar, unfortunately. Superstar to me, now again, remember we talk about this, boxing is subjective
Yeah, I'm too
from
hardcore.
all
Go ahead.
angles. Superstar, what's your criteria? My criteria is somebody who will walk down the street and get mobbed. Very few. Very few.
That's real. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, who Tyson, De La Hoya, even now, very few.
Very good.
Shakur will not get mobbed. Devin Haney will not get mobbed.
Shit, even if I seen Tank, I would just dap him up. But I'm an old man, but yeah, I'm
I
gonna
don't
mob
think
him.
Tank would get mobbed either.
No, I'll just dap him up, like I said.
I'm thinking Canelo.
Okay.
I
would.
Who's a super? I don't even think Ryan would get mobbed. Maybe Ryan. Maybe.
Not
Jake
Ryan
Paul for sure. Jake Paul would. Jake Paul, Canelo. I mean, what else we got here?
Yo, I think Jake Paul's brother got more juice than him. I'm sorry to say, but Jake Paul's brother got more juice than him because he's in the WWE, has a bigger audience than boxing. I'm sorry to say, boxing is a niche sport. WWE got more viewers, so Logan Paul's really in the public eye bigger than Jake Paul.
Logan's always been bigger than Jake, though. I mean, from the YouTube days.
I don't know nothing about
Logan
that,
was
about the
bigger.
YouTube, but
that's
what
true.
they're doing right now.
Don't forget, he was the first one to fight Floyd. Was Logan? He's the 1st one. But yeah, right now the only two superstars in my book would probably be Jake Paul, Canelo, maybe Ryan. I don't really know how. I don't think he's at the superstar level though. Jake Paul.
Yo, I broke down his last 4 fights. I don't think it's popping like that anymore.
And I'll tell you too, in America, like I'm thinking New York City, would Canelo even be recognized that much? Because a lot of his fan base is Mexican, right?
Southwest. You're exactly right.
Right. So I'm thinking New York City because we have a mix of everything. That's what sucks about boxing is that ever since Ali, well, besides a couple randoms like Mike Tyson, Ali was the last period in history where boxing, the heavyweight champions, lineally, every one of them was the most famous, richest athlete in the world.
No, you got to give it to Tyson. I know you try to add it as an exception, but no, it was Tyson.
I'm saying it was him.
And I know I'm biased. I'm biased.
But I'm saying Ali was the last time when everyone would be that big. And just if you won the heavyweight champ, if you won the belt, you're that big. That's how it was. Joe Louis days, Jack Johnson, Marciano. It stopped right around Ali in the 70s, I would say. And that's when the belts all split up. And that's when they had 17 different sanctioning bodies and it got turned into alphabet soup.
I'll still give it to Tyson, but I do acknowledge your point. When it was like there was so few sports and like such little on television that the heavyweight champ was the dude. So I do understand what you're saying, and
I mean,
a little before my time, obviously, but
I'm trying to explain to people.
I came in the 80s.
Jack Dempsey, right, had the first $1 million gate, so it was almost actually $2 million in ticket sales for a fight. Now, this is 1920. $2 million in 1920, if somebody wants to do the inflation calculator, is a lot of money. Starters. Second, he would garner 100,000 people to custom-built stadiums for his fights outdoors. 100,000 in 1920 when the population was way lower, when travel was way harder, when they had, they didn't even have, the planes were nowhere what they were. There was no internet. So like not as many people knew about it. You know what I mean? Because was just radio and newspaper. That's just so fucking impressive. And that's how boxing used to be. And now it's, a fraction of that. Makes me sad.
An ever diminishing fraction. I mean, I think the two biggest sports back then were boxing and baseball, and I think boxing is even smaller audience than baseball now, which is severely fallen off because I like them both. But,
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Champ. Yeah, but baseball, I mean, basketball used to, nobody gave a fuck about basketball until I guess it was
Wilt Chamberlain.
Magic and Bird.
Magic and Bird really, and then
That's
Jordan.
when it really popped
And then
off.
Jordan
That led into Jordan. Okay.
Right, Jordan took it to a whole
Jordan
nother
to the
stratosphere.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, well, you're right. It was just baseball. I mean, I don't follow football. I don't know when that got big.
Oh, that was
That's
like
a good
Jim
question.
Brown in the 60s, I would say. I mean, I'm kind of biased because that was my first fucking sport I loved. But Jim Brown, but okay, in the 80s when the Niners took over, like Joe Montana and Jerry Rice, then shit really popped off. So
yeah, and it sucks that boxing has fallen to this, and I really do blame the lack of structure and lack of official rules.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, not having a league, not having anything official tissue.
People don't even realize, like the champion, when Jack Johnson was fighting, or Jack Dempsey, or even Marciano, Jack Dempsey was the last one. It was called World Champion. One belt. There was no actual belt. There was no sanctioning. There was nothing. It was just people watching would be like, oh, yeah, you beat this guy, so now you're the champ. It was that. There's never been association of any kind, official. Crazy, right?
Yeah. Real quick, Marco, can you play that Coming to America clip about Rocky Marciano? You just reminded me of that.
Sure, of course. I did mention him, so you're right.
Every time I start talking about boxing, a white man got to pull Rocky Marciano out their ass.
That's day one. That's day one.
Appreciate it.
What's up, dopamine? I don't know if she's not a troll, is she? Because yesterday, somebody said she was.
I don't know. She was kind of suspect yesterday. I would definitely have my radar up, but
somebody I think in here said that they've seen her before in other rooms. I don't know.
Okay.
Around that time you was born on. Go fuck yourself, Yahin.
I've been making my way rounds different YouTube channels probably the past week because I've been off from work, and I realized it's literally the same people.
It is
each of these lives.
To a degree. Right? I mean, I keep my circle pretty tight, but
if you go into what's his name, Showbiz, I bet you it's a whole different crop.
That's true. Yeah, you're going to see me over there.
You ever go into Showbiz's rooms, Alex?
Yo, I'll tell you like this.
Never.
Like
the
first watch along
content.
Yeah.
The first watch along, like watching a fight live with a YouTuber was him. I will give him that. But just as time went on, he just got corny and became more apparent that he was more to the casual side and trying to appeal to the mainstream. So I had to unsubscribe, but I never hated on him or dissed him. So let him do what he does. But I kind of outgrown it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm a little jealous. I'll be honest with you. Like, fuck it.
You got to wear a hat, bro.
No. You would have.
I got to wear a taco hat. Look like a.
Yeah.
You would have to do your live streams with the same energy that you do your shorts, but I know that would be exhausting, but that's the only way you could
He is on fire, that guy. He's high energy all the time.
Facts.
And yeah, I mean, maybe that's the problem, but I could do that, but it would be like, you guys really want me in here screaming for an hour and a half?
No, champ. It's perfect for what you do, recapping the fights, but don't talk to me like that, please.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but he's doing his thing. He got that Turkey job. They hired him. I would love to do any of that. I've had interest shown from a few of these people. Just I've never been fucking hired. Sucks.
Okay, let me put this in the air. the first, even before I tapped in with Showbiz, when I first got back into boxing, maybe like 6, 7 years ago, it was Rummy's Corner, and I know he has a gig with Ring Magazine, and I think that's kind of more your lane.
Does he?
Yes,
I didn't know that.
he does. I just saw it last week.
Wow.
Rummy's Corner. Rummy's Corner has a deal with Ring Magazine, and he's like more even keeled and just recapping the fights and breaking it down, logically. So, hey, shout out to him because that's what really got me back in as far as from a YouTube perspective. So, yeah,
Shit. That's crazy.
yeah, look it up, champ.
I've heard of the guy, but I've seen he has a playlist on the Zone.
He's good. He's good. No hate to Marco, but Rummy is dope, and yeah, I respect him way more than Showbiz.
Crazy.
Yeah, I was surprised too because he's just like he seems like a fan's fan, if you will. It's like a rapper's rapper, your favorite rapper's rapper. He's a fan's fan, so salute to him.
Crazy. Yeah, I don't know. All these, there's a lot of turkeys giving a lot of jobs out. So
no, you gotta reach out and say hello, Marco. You afraid to say hello?
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying that.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
I'm not sure how much longer this turkey thing's gonna be going on for, especially within the U.S. Because I mean, look at this July 12th. I think it's July 12th show. I mean, the shit looks like it's a disaster, off to disastrous start. They're pivoting from Berlanga to Shakur. It sold maybe 100 more tickets after that, but it looks like they might have closed off the whole sections, a whole side. But
Damn.
yeah, I'm not sure exactly because they have like two random seats for sale, and then everything else is blacked out. But I
Whereas
mean,
I've
that
heard about the
card
card,
is yeah,
Vega
the card is
educate me.
amazing.
Where's the event taking place?
It is at a tennis stadium in Queens. It's called, I think, Louis Armstrong Stadium.
Okay.
I hear it's not really close to any train station, so some people say that might be an issue. But I mean, to have Albert Puello and Sabrina Matias, that's a amazing fight. That one is, it's gonna be
Yeah, for the
action.
hardcore,
David Morrell versus Katayev. That's another fight that's gonna be all action. Then you have two local guys. Shakur is fighting a Mexican, William Cepeda. So
I like that.
that's a top fight in the division. And then, they say Berlanga's a superstar after losing 10 to 2, 11 to 1 to Canelo. And he's fighting Turkey's guy, Mr. Hey, you're down on the cards by 2 points,
Hey
ready
man,
to pick it up. And
you're
they
throwing a
they
lot
they,
of
they
salt in
just
the air.
don't know how to promote here. Like it's a different ball game. We're snobs. American fans are snobs. End of the day, you need to rub our bellies, pat our backs, tell us how great we are, and make things shiny. You got to make things shiny, make it seem like it's the coolest thing in the world. You really have to pump it up. And he thinks people know these guys, and they don't. They don't give a
Vega,
shit. We don't care
Vega,
that a guy's Puerto
I'm gonna need
Rican.
a strict yes or no from you on this one. I normally don't pin people down like that, but do you think that Turkey? How can I word this? Do you think that Turkey was really riding for Shiraz? Like he put something in the mix, or no?
What do you mean put something in the mix with it?
Did he sway the judges? Like because you
Um,
mentioned him saying you're down on the cards. Do you think it was like fixed? Basically, you think it was fixed?
I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. I mean, that's boxing.
Oh,
Boxing
that's not what
is
I asked
full
him.
of
I didn't want a yes
corruption.
or no. I want to
I
see.
don't
Oh no.
I don't know. I mean, I wasn't there to know exactly,
Yeah,
but I
fair
mean,
enough.
we've seen it before. I mean, look at the Caleb Plant versus Armando Resendez fight. It was pretty obvious Resendez won that pretty clearly. But what do they do? One judge gives Caleb Plant the last 3 rounds to make one scorecard for him, so it's a split decision loss. So they can so it validates a rematch. When you watch the fight, no way in living hell on earth, there's just no dimension or you can watch those 3 rounds and say, well, Caleb might have gotten that round. Like that's just and this is what makes it nasty. That's just the way it goes. That's boxing, and that's like my biggest issue is, we complain that we don't have more fans, but we allow corruption to be plain as day and expect people to want to be a
You know
part of
what? You
this.
know what? You make a great point because all my fans that used to watch boxing, my friends, all my friends that used to watch boxing that no longer do, that's their biggest complaint. They said boxing is just too fixed. It's just I can't trust the results, so that's why they don't watch it anymore. And I'm very disappointed in that.
Mm.
Yeah, and most casual fans just, they watch the movies of boxing and they just think guys just punch each other and that's basically how they win. Just go in there and walk forward and throw a lot of punches. So when they watch a Shakur or, maybe, certain, like the last Devin fight, they're like, well, this is whack. I don't even think that guy won. You know what I mean? Like, you watch the Rocky movies. I mean, there was literally no block punches.
Yeah, literally. Literally.
Terrible movie, by the way.
Yeah. Fucking yeah. The Rocky fight sequences drove me when I was a kid, they were dope. But as you get older and actually box, the sport, you're like, the ref would have stopped that within 3 seconds of the first round. Like every
Yeah.
punch is landing clean as Irish Spring. Come on.
Right, getting a body reaction.
Yeah. And Rocky and one thing they would always do this. He'd always hold with one hand and hit with the other one. He'd like,
Right.
nobody does that.
Yo, I'm gonna get that zestfully clean metaphor. I'm gonna clean that up. I'm gonna find out how to word it so you can use that, Marco. But no, y'all exactly right. The shit was corny in retrospect, but for a movie, it looks great.
Yeah.
Niggas, sorry, people want to see dudes taking hammers. It's more dramatic.
Shane takes hammers.
Well, I don't know what that means.
It was a gay reference, but
Tutti
That's what
frutti.
it sounded like it.
Shane's just a pinch of.
Tutti frutti.
Let me know if he's in here. Oh, look,
See,
John.
Marco, I gotta correct you. I love the open your fucking ears drop, but my favorite, the one that cracks me up the most, is the Tutti Frutti. It's just
Really?
yes, I gotta admit it.
don't know
Tutti Frutti.
which one which one I kind of like, and I don't do it much. I like this one.
Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?
That might be my favorite, but there's very few times like I can use it.
Right. It doesn't lend itself to conversation because
Yeah. Man, damn.
I don't care, Johnny, that it's a movie. Make it realistic. You have to. That's what people like when you're watching a movie, that there's something that is relatable. Like, I just never seen a boxing match where 2 guys just fucking punch each other in the
plug
face.
it. Yeah, I never.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Hagler Hearns. That was the closest thing you're going to a Rocky.
Yeah, what year was that? 1982?
Hearns,
I know.
no, 84 or 5. I believe 5.
Yeah.
Oh, 85.
I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah,
I
it
was
85.
alive then. I was alive.
No, yeah, 82 was Leonard, wasn't it? Leonard Hearns?
Yeah, 85. Oh, Leonard Hearns was 83,
They had
maybe.
two. They had two.
Oh, the first one,
Yeah,
83, I believe.
yeah.
Leonard
Nobody cares for the
Hearns
second one.
was 81. No, it was 81.
Oh, 81. Okay.
First one, wow, that early. Wow.
It's like saying, like, oh, well, Durant and Leonard fought 3 times. Like, nobody gives a shit about the third one.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Hey, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do.
I tried watching that movie about Vinny Paz. I had to turn it off, bro. That shit was just
like
lame to me. Nah.
I don't know what you're talking about. What was the title of it? Do you recall?
Nope.
I ain't heard of it. I'm just saying because I have not heard of it.
It's with the guy Miles Teller, I think his name. Is that his name? He's a good actor.
Okay.
But the movie was just, it didn't reach me. They had Peter Quillen playing Roger Mayweather, Jean-Paul Augustine, which you probably don't know who he is. He's a Haitian dude. He played a guy from what was this middleweight champion or junior middleweight champion back in the I think 80s, 90s.
Mhm.
But yeah, I made it to where he got in a car accident and was refusing the doctor's recommendations, and I was just like, yeah, This movie's just not that interesting to me. But you know what? The fight scenes weren't that terrible. They were all right.
Hmm.
Dude
They
got in
were
the car
bearable.
accident, and you said that's not interesting. It must be bad.
Not just the story, yeah, it didn't capture me. It was like kind of cliche-ish and just like, this is a movie beginning, middle, end. Like it
Okay.
wasn't captivating, the
So
story
you saw
didn't
the
capture
formula
me.
and you weren't, it didn't pull you into the
Yeah,
story. Okay, I feel
yeah, it
you.
was just basic.
Johnny wants your attention, Vegas, so I'll read it. Who was the guy on the panel with Mark when CJ? He's
Oh
terrible.
shit.
True.
Hey.
That's Johnny trying to get a reaction out of you. So give him the reaction.
Johnny, man, congrats that you have a beautiful wife and it's her birthday. Why don't you go celebrate it with your eyes shut, man? Why don't you go over there, man? Just lay with her in the dark and just go to sleep.
I'm actually glad you didn't go for the cliche and clown his hairline. That's what I would have done. But hey, well done.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
I
real
mean,
hairline, I
I don't
believe.
want him to say anything about my hairline, so I'm probably talk about his.
Is yours, why? Is yours
Yes,
piecing out?
my shit is, yeah, man. My shit's what is it, like Tiger, man? Faded. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. My shit's like Michael Jackson's moonwalking the fuck off the back of my head. All
Hey,
right, that
man,
was.
that's
I thought that was
life.
funnier, but yeah, I get a laugh. It's okay.
No,
Mm.
you good. You're good. I was just reflecting on my own situation.
Now you're good, man. You're good, but we're all spoken for. Well, you got a girl, right, Vega?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're spoken for. Just you're the only single man. So and you got the hairline, CJ. So you're good to go.
I got the hairline, and like I told y'all yesterday, I met my next ex-wife. So we in motion. Let's go, baby.
Mm. I always tell people, I say, getting married's great. I'll do it again and again.
And
Feel
you have a kid with the one with your ex, or no, somebody else?
Nah, yeah, I've been married, but I didn't have a kid with her.
Okay.
Good, good.
He got the
You
kid
got your
out the way
fucking head
early.
on your fucking shoulders.
He got the kid out
Yeah,
the way
kind of
early.
early. I mean, for my family, what's funny is I actually was the first of my siblings to have a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, for
But I
real.
only had one that I know of, so I'm good.
That you know of.
Hmm.
That you know of. Yeah. Oh man, so what time are these fights? I'm trying to figure out tomorrow if I want to do my own live or probably just join Ness's. I don't know.
Oh, call the fight yourself, champ. You got to build your own motion. You got to build your channel. I'm with
Yeah,
you.
the problem is the
I mean,
majority
what
of my
kind of
viewers are over
motion?
fucking there.
Yeah, what
That's
kind of motion
true.
you gonna get from Hitchens fucking Kambosos?
Yeah,
You're gonna get the hardcores. You're gonna get the hardcores.
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, all three of them.
I'll be here. Dude. I'll be here.
I don't understand why people like to. I'm not trying to knock it. I have a hard time understanding why do people like to listen to the YouTube while watching a fight when it's delayed 15 seconds.
I think because people like talking, like the community, because most of us don't have, a lot of our friends aren't big boxing fans. I think that's why a lot of us come on these channels because it's like these are the only people that we could share our love for boxing with. So that's why I like doing it. Like before I started my own channel, I would go on. You guys ever hear Clubhouse?
Yes.
I started Clubhouse. That was the first thing I ever started doing, a little boxing room, and we would just go
Oh, wow.
on and we would just be told, "Oh shit, you saw that?" It was kind of fun. But you're right, the delay is a little annoying on the computer. But that's why I like doing it. I think it's dope because my wife that likes boxing, but she doesn't know the intricacies of certain things.
Yo,
I have
I
trouble.
completely
I have
agree.
trouble
That's why
watching
that's
fights
why I
with other
tap in with
people
these
too
channels just
because
to
they be
have.
fucking screaming. It's like, bro, yeah, a punch landed. Welcome to watching boxing.
Are you talking about showbiz? I don't know, but no, I'm gonna say in general. That's why I would come on to a boxing channel during a fight because yeah, it's very niche, a niche sport, and
Mhm.
yeah, people really don't. Most people, Roger Mayweather said that most people don't know shit about boxing. So if I can find a handful of people that do, then I want to chop it up with them, and I'll be educating everyone I see. Most people I got to educate on this shit, and I'm no fucking expert, but I know enough to say, this guy has this background and this is his style. So yeah, I just love interacting with fellow boxing fans. That's why I really got up here, not for I'm gonna leave that aside, but I didn't get up here for any other purpose than to talk boxing with fellow boxing fans.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. That's so to me that's kind of fun, but um, yeah, I don't know. But so it's always fun, but to me, the doing the boxing lives myself is a little draining because I'm on there 3, 4 hours, 5 hours, whatever, which is fine. But if it's just me talking, it gets mad draining. So I like maybe bringing people on.
Yo, Marco, I will never attempt to call a fight, even though I think I did a great job under the circumstances. I will never try to call a fight with you without actually watching the fight. But that was just a moral protest against Tank Picking Roach. And he
Yeah,
surprised me, right? I was wrong.
yeah,
In retrospect, I was wrong because he gave him a hell of a fight. But yeah,
yeah.
I'll be watching the fight if I ever call a fight again with you.
Dope, dope. Yeah, I might. We'll see. And then sometimes, like lately, it's just been kind of overlapping. I've had shit to do, and I don't get back home in time, so I just jump on somebody else's live. Um,
Your son is about to be 12
he
this
is
weekend?
already on the 11th. He turned 12.
11. Okay.
No, he's turned 12 on the
Oh,
11th of June.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy how big they get, how quickly.
I know my son is like 2 inches shorter than me, and last year he was like 5 inches shorter than me. I swear.
He's what is he? 14?
Yeah, he's 14. He's got a deep voice. Hey. I'm like, yo, relax.
Well, he got it from his pops. What you think? You gave him
It's
that announcer voice gene.
no, it's funny because when it changed over like 3, 4 weeks. I mean, he didn't really squeal much in the transition.
Yeah, the
I didn't.
squeaking. Yeah,
I don't see him for
cracking.
most of June usually.
Uh huh.
He stays with his mom for a whole month, and then
Uh huh.
July he'll come with me. So we were in that transition, and he didn't have a cell phone at the time. So he calls me from someone's phone, and I thought he was joking with me, like, "Oh, hey, I'm on my way." I'm like, "Okay, I'll see you soon." And then like he pulls up to me, and I'm like, "What's up?" He's like, "Hey," I'm like, "Cut it out." He's like, "Cut what out?" I'm like, "Yo, your voice
He
changed."
lives with you.
No, no, no. Yeah, I get him every other weekend, and then like I was explaining for the summer, I get him for a whole month.
Uh huh.
And he
Got
lives like two and a, he lives actually like an hour north of Johnny.
Okay. Okay.
So you down there in Florida?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Palm Beach, man, Trump City, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go.
We all live in tropical except for Marco. He
I
didn't like that one. Yo, go back
wish.
to NY, Marco. Just go back to New York, man.
I might have to, man. I can't.
Adjust. Tell her to adjust. I'm sorry. Tell her to adjust.
I might have to. I'm not into this. I'm not into
Hey,
this.
man, it's gonna be a buyer's market, so who knows?
Well,
Maybe it won't be here in Florida. I mean, I don't know, probably over there too,
yeah,
but
we'll see. I
maybe,
need.
yeah.
There's some things I'm waiting on before I'm in the position to buy anything. So who the fuck
No,
knows?
for sure.
You
No,
know what I
it's
mean?
about to be really bad over here for people trying to
So
sell it. It's already kind of bad. Like,
hold
I
it
mean,
down for me
there's
1 second, guys. I'll step away for a second. You
yeah,
guys hold it down.
We got you.
silence. No.
No. My dog
So
is just barking, making me nervous. I don't know what's going on. But
I'm
yo,
actually
very good.
rewatching Pigeons and Power right now.
Okay. Yeah, so
What
how
are you
you
gonna ask?
what would you like give me a percentage for the Hitchens fight this weekend? I would go
Percentage as
70. I
in
would go 70 Hitchens.
it's like 95-5 for sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not
That's
giving
spicy.
Kambosos much of a shot. This is not his weight class. This is Hitchens' weight class. He has a lot of wear and tear. He's been looking worse and worse every fight, basically. Um, we've seen somebody with Hitchens' technical ability, speed, and understanding of distance give him trouble already with Haney. And like I said, he's already a lesser man of himself, at his advanced age and mileage. So yeah, I
Damn,
mean,
don't do that.
yeah, I mean, how is he gonna outpoint him? Like, I doubt he's. What advantage besides big fight experience does he have over Hitchens? There's
I'm just
nothing.
saying, just because he got older, don't make him less of a man. You hit me in my
Oh,
you hit me
whoa!
in
I
the
didn't
heart.
say anything about being less than a man. I'm saying he's less of a
Less of a
fighter
man
now.
than he was. You did say that. You say less of a fighter than he was.
Absolutely,
Oh,
absolutely.
see?
The guy's been in wars. He's been, he got beat up, 2 fights ago against a great fighter.
Mm,
He's been, the flaws were on fully exposed
yeah,
against Haney. A real
crazy.
drag him out fight with Teofimo. And I'm not saying Hitchens is on that guy's level, but I'm saying Maxie Hughes boxed that dude up. And
Okay,
I,
champ.
I
Let me
think
ask you
Hitchens
this:
is. Mhm.
how do you feel about Hitchens saying he's a better version of Devin? Do you agree with that?
Fuck no. Man, he got talking shit. He's on his New York shit, man. That's all they do is talk shit. What's
so,
he gonna say?
so you
How's he
said
trying
fuck
to
New
pump
York?
him? You gotta pump yourself up. What's up?
Did you say fuck New York or
Nah,
no?
he
No,
said
I
he's
would
on
never
his New
say
York
that.
shit.
I'm just fucking with you.
I don't understand. My whole family's from like New York, Puerto Rico, New Jersey. So
Oh, okay, that's what's up.
Yeah. Oh
yeah,
man.
I was born in Jersey.
Oh, you were born in Jersey?
Yeah,
Cheers.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, New Jersey. Yeah, that's not that far from the city, I believe, from New York City.
No, no, it's not. It's right south of Newark.
Right, but you grew up in Florida.
Yeah, I'm like Tio, right? I'm literally like Tio. Tio moved down here when he was 4 or 5 years old.
Right.
So did I.
Yeah, yeah. So that
But I
makes
don't
you
say I don't say Eastwick born, Palm Beach bred or the fuck Palm Beach raised or the fuck
So
he says.
right.
let me ask you this: what do you claim? I mean, I hate to say it like this, but what do you claim? Like when
Palm
people say where
Beach.
you from, what
Yeah,
do you say?
I'm from here, bro. Like you drop me off in Elizabeth, I'll be lost. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know. I don't have any memories down the street, going down Main Street, or going to I don't even know what the stores are called. ShopRite. Like, I don't have
Crazy.
any memories there.
Okay,
Wow.
so what age did you move to Florida then?
4 or 5
4?
years old.
4 or 5.
Oh,
Tio, I
okay.
think, moved at
Well,
like 2 or
okay.
3, but whatever.
No, he was like 4 or 5 too.
Oh, was it? I
Teal
could have swore his dad
Teal
told me,
Teal
but
was the Florida State champion 4 or 5 years in a row.
wow.
Claim in New York, like it's nasty.
Nasty work, champ.
I mean,
Okay,
Yeah, I
so
think I
I
think
I
from
left
he was
Oakland a little
like
bit
8 to 13. He won every year. My coach even was like, I remember Teal being on the Florida State Golden Glove team.
hmm
Like he was in my gym
damn,
when he was a kid.
fucking
Yeah,
Tio.
so you grew up in Florida. Okay, fair enough. Like my childhood was kind of split between the hood and the burbs. So I could
Mm.
probably hear it in my voice. I'm half suburban, half hood, but
You're
yeah,
like
okay, I respect that.
Leo DiCaprio in The Departed. You change your accent on the weekends.
I do. Hey, when convenient. Yeah, I
You're
could
like,
do that.
hey, oh, then you're like, hello, how are you?
Yo, see, Marco, I gotta correct you on this shit. I do not talk like a LA dude.
I know
Come
you
on,
don't.
man. Let's get that out of the mix.
I know
It
you
ain't
don't.
no bulldog mark ass trick in Northern
Do they even
California.
talk like that anymore in LA? They probably don't, right?
No, I don't even know. I ain't been to LA. Man, I love San Diego, but I ain't been to LA in many moons, so I don't even know. But no, we never talk like that up here, champ. So you can't. You see, California is like two different states. So you putting that LA shit on us, it don't fly, champ. We don't gang bang in Northern California. We don't say Marquez trick, none of that shit, and none of that twang that you put on it. You hear how I
Okay.
talk? It's pretty much how Northern California dudes talk.
You sound pretty um like American. You know what I mean?
American.
Whoa.
What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
general American. Like I can't hear an accent in you. Like miscellaneous American.
Interesting.
It's like a slight accent that I wouldn't be able to pinpoint.
Okay. Hey, I'll take that.
Now, they still don't have a solution.
Cause that.
Oh, my bad.
No, also wait, you say you're from NorCal, what are you like, Sacktown or
I'm in Sac right now, but I'm from the Bay.
oh okay. Where in the Bay? That's what you call it would ask Bill Haney.
Where you from? Oakland. Smoking. Yeah, I'm from East
Okay.
Oakland.
Oh, okay. Oh, so
Only till I was like 10, though. That's why I
that's where
said I,
Bill's
I
from,
spent half
right?
my. I'm not like banging it hard because I was only there till I was 10. Then I moved to the
Mm.
burbs in between Sacramento and the Bay. So that's what it is.
So Bill Haney, he's from East Oakland, ain't he?
He is certified.
But not Devin, man.
No, Henderson, Nevada, and ain't nothing wrong with that. I
I
mean,
know
if I have
that's what
if
I
I have a
say.
son I hope to raise him not in East Oakland. So I don't understand what the hate is with that. You would want to raise your son in the suburbs. I would.
Absolutely.
I don't know, champ. They say if you ain't from the hood, then you ain't good. I disagree.
And now, raw dog, the most West Coast I've ever been was Vegas. And I went there for like 3 days,
From
obviously
the
not
Cali,
to
champ. Come
just
on,
to hang
man.
out.
Come all the way. Come to the ocean, baby.
It's so expensive. Why would I go
I
to the
know it
ocean
is.
over there when I got the ocean over here? And it's probably better here.
Nah, just to visit, just to see. You got to see the culture out here, champ. You got to go to Northern Caliphus, dreadlocks and gold teethus. You got to come up. You got to come up to the Bay Area, man.
I mean, we got that too.
It's
No, my girl went to she went to Northern California, but the like wine country or whatever. I forgot what it's
Napa.
called. Yeah. And she
I
said it
know
was
it.
just full of homeless people. Said it was crazy.
Man, my boy and his family got a winery out there. I don't go through there too often. I don't fuck with wine, but some of my women do. But no, I don't know about homeless in Napa. That's crazy. But in Frisco, yes. In Oakland, yes, especially now. Uh, but no, I stay out of the pocket. I'm out of the mix. I'm off in the Sacramento suburbs right now. I'm tucked away and I'm safe. That's how I'm living right now.
So you got Hitchens by decision.
I do. That is, yes.
Okay. Okay. At least you got, yeah. I don't see him stopping him. I'm gonna keep it real. Even though I was saying Kambosos is worn and torn, I think that his mentality will help him, to make it to the end. I don't think Hitchens really. He don't got that dog. You know what I'm saying? He don't really to put belt to ass like that.
I feel
He's
that. I
fine with
feel
he's
that
fine with
because
tap, and let me get out, do it again.
when he's been getting beat, he never turned on that switch. So I agree, and that's
Right.
why I got Higgins by decision. And I think he's more skilled, more youthful, all of that. So yeah, I'm with you.
Hmm. You got this man Andy Cruz fighting some like literally just some random guy in Japan, bro. Like it's disgusting that this dude has been approved for a title eliminator. I was able to find one fight of this guy within the last 4 years on YouTube. So if I wanted to watch any other fight, it had to be 4 or 5 years older. Like that's a waste of my time. And it's like the one fight I seen this guy just come forward with no power. And then when you throw at him, he just fucking goes in a tight guard, like, and leans down. So I'm just like, bro, this is a complete waste of time. Like Eddie Hearn, I remember Eddie Hearn wanted to take it up do an American takeover. Now it's like he's just trying to fulfill contracts that he's signed with these venues and just get it over with. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Eddie Hearn really is trying to get out the game. Because when you put on a card like
Oh,
this
champ.
that has
Go ahead.
nothing attractive to it, what else am I supposed to think?
I don't agree, man. He's a businessman, and he's still young and handsome, young-ish. I mean, what? He's like 50 right now. He looked
Yeah,
like
I think.
he looked like he's my age, so I don't think he's trying to get out the game. But yeah, you got highs and lows in your career, so he's just trying to like pad out his stats, if you will. Like I got to throw a fight, so I'm gonna put something on. But I don't think he's hanging him up anytime soon. You got Don King, you got Warren in the game going to fucking 90. So no, he ain't hanging it up. Fuck that. What could be more lucrative than being a boxing promoter?
Huh? What? It's not that lucrative, man. Not as much as you would hope.
I disagree,
They,
champ.
they, all right. I mean, you don't think Matchroom used to be really big into darts? That was really their moneymaker.
Okay, so I mean, you switch up the formula, but you still caking.
And think about it too. And I just don't. In America, they're not really putting on these big extravagant shows that are printing money out. They have to spend the money and hope to recoup it on the back end. It's not
Nah,
like
but
they're
to use
being
the Bay
fulfilled
Area
with
term,
sponsorships. Uh-huh.
the UK fans are way more hyphy. They come out, they show out. They sell out Wembley. Think about if he could pull off that Tyson Fury Anthony Joshua. That's cake.
Think
Yeah.
about how much they have to put up front.
See?
And
Oh
then
no.
and
He gonna make it on the back end, baby. That pay per
yeah,
view
but like I
and
said,
the
but
fucking they're gonna
America
sell that shit
market,
out. That
what's the
should be more
point?
lit than Joshua Klitschko. That shit will be sold the motherfuck out.
My bad, guys. I had a fucking problem at the club. Ugh.
Well, I was kind of zoned out. I was tapping him with Vega, but no, it would do well. It would do very well.
No,
In
I'm
the
sure it's going to
UK,
do well, but you have to remember these guys are going to command so much money. Like I'm telling you, it's going to be ridiculous. I mean, they're going to be looking for
not
over
at this
50,
point
50
because
M's
they both
each.
diminished. Both their stocks have dropped. So you ain't thinking about that. You're thinking about the names. Yeah, big names that could sell, but both their stocks have dropped. They can't demand what they used to, 3, 4, or 5 fights ago.
Who you
That's
guys
where I'm
talking
at
about?
with it.
Fury doesn't have to come out of
Who you
retirement
guys
unless
talking
it's a
about?
big check.
We're
Tyson
talking
Fury
about Fury Joshua and Eddie
and Eddie
Hearn
Hearn.
being
They're
willing to
gonna
put on
come
a fight.
back. Fury puts a video out. He's like, "Oh, you know what's coming," and then he puts another video out. I'm retired. Like, yeah, okay. He thinks he's building excitement and suspense, but those days are kind of over for him.
You think so?
Yeah, like he
Not to the
Francis
degree he
Ngannou
used to.
damn near beats him in his first pro
Okay.
fight, and then Usyk beats him, although they were close fights. Like, I think we're all kind of like, I don't know. He had that aura of invincibility after what he did to Wilder. You're like, oh my God, this guy just took out, literally, in my opinion, the hardest puncher who ever lived. Especially when you look at, he's barely 200 pounds, knocking out guys who are 250. You know what I mean? He takes him out, and he's 6'9". He can move, he can punch. We're all just like, wow, this is a cheat code. And then he just looks like shit. And do you guys agree? To me, it's
No, Marco. I mean, I feel you to a degree, but the UK comes out for their fighters. They come out for fucking domestic fights. This is the hugest domestic fight possible.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it still would do well. Maybe not over here, but they would sell that motherfucking Wembley Stadium out, and it would do fairly well worldwide on the pay-per-view. Because, yeah, they're still big enough. No. He doesn't have the aura he once did of invincibility. I never fully bought into it because I knew Wilder was unskilled. Even I was like, if he didn't get that first one, that was the closest he could have possibly came. And I would have counted him out. I would have just waved it off if I was a ref. But after that, I was like, nah, it's over. But yeah, man, it would still do well. Is my only point.
Well, I mean, it'll do well. But does any? I don't know. I guess we'd all watch it, right? I think we'd all watch it, but the
I'm watching
excitement
it.
is nowhere near what it would have been. They should have fought instead of Wilder Fury 3, which fucking remember Wilder forced in arbitration because they had a rematch, or that should have been what Joshua was about to fight Fury then, and I remember that's before Joshua lost, I believe, or is that before he even lost to Ruiz?
No, he had already lost to Ruiz, but
then he got his shit back, beating him and knocking it. He was like, because Joshua is like a 90% knockout ratio. Like, that guy can punch. People don't realize.
He can.
You know what I mean? So we'll watch it. It's a fight that England will love, but I'm not sure if it'll happen. I know Fury's full of shit. He's the kind of person that'll make us think it's not just because it is.
I don't trust him either. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. But I don't know, whatever. Before you go,
No, really, the conversation started because I'm under the impression I think Eddie Hearn is burnt out. I think he's ready to get out the game. I think he's ready to sell matchroom boxing.
Oh yeah, that's when you had to step aside, Marco, and I had said that no, you see Warren and Don King still in the game, and what could be more lucrative than being a boxing promoter without getting your hands dirty. So that's where I'm at. I don't think he's gonna step aside because shit, he's like 50. He's like, my age, your age.
We are 40. This is for Shane. Because he just got in here. Yeah, Shane, I lost this fucking thing, and my daughter did something with it. I finally found it.
It's crazy.
I was trying to show it to everybody. But all right, people, let's wrap it. I am tired. We will reconvene tomorrow. I'll try and do an afternoon show. Actually, I don't think I will. My son's friends are coming over, but definitely at night. So you guys are the best. Appreciate you guys. Vega, appreciate you. CJ, appreciate you. let's
Let me get our closing statements in.
go for it.
Okay. Shout out Vega. Shout out Marco, obviously, for letting me have a platform. Yeah, man, I'm just trying to mind my manners a little better because I'm about to, as you know, launch my own, not to self-promote, but I am gonna launch my own channel. So I'm trying to self-regulate a little better and not
You
get
know
so
what?
emotional. But
With your reactionary kind of
hey,
temperament, you might actually do really well. People love watching that shit on YouTube. People, you know what I mean?
I'm
Be
gonna say
yourself.
this.
Be yourself.
I'm gonna say this. Yes, you have an argument, but like I think people that like fake react, like they can fake emotion, they do well, but I'm actually mean the shit I say, so I don't think that's good.
No,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
disagree. I think most of these people are really, they really react. Like, all the channels who scream and like even Ness. I don't think Ness is fake. I think he just starts fucking screaming. Because, I've talked to him outside of the show a few times, and that's kind of how he is.
Well, shit, if it costs me, it costs me, but just for my own peace of mind, I need to fucking
No, I
calm
think it'd
down
be,
a little bit.
I think it'd be good for you.
Even though people violate and do unspeakable things to me, sometimes I don't always react. I know you guys think I'm a reactionary, but I try to control myself just, as a man. Anyway, hey, that was a great chop. We talked boxing. We stuck to the fucking we stuck to the script. And shout out Vega, shout out Marco. I'll see y'all later.
Peace
Peace.
out.
Yeah,
Peace out,
right,
Vega.
man. I'll catch you around.
All right,
Take
my
care.
man. Appreciate you.